DJ Mike C on the track.
Cause that be natural. Lady D, looking tacky. I keep my game tactful.
Yo,
yeah, I'm so nappy. Cause that be natural.
The infamous.
I ain't looking tacky cause I keep my game tactful.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so nappy, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is cheering on that cartoon.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Airfros and Babyhairs, and thank you for joining me for another chat session. Today we have a few topics on the roster to discuss, so go ahead and grab your snacks, get you something to sip on, get comfortable as we get into some things. Please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, share our podcast with a friend, and leave us some feedback in the comment section. We would greatly appreciate it. Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So, how is everybody holding up? How has your week been going so far? Hopefully, all is well, and I hope that this space provides you with a sense of tranquility or serenity somehow. Just taking your mind off the daily hustle and grind, taking your mind off your own problems, and, putting our nose in other people's problems, Anyhow, I am good. I ain't gonna complain. I'm here and I'm thankful for the breath of life. So, with that being said, let's get into these topics and shenanigans. So, the first thing that's on the roster is Maya recently came forward doing some interviews or an interview. And she was pretty much saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce blackballed her. So this is not the actual interview per se, but it is someone who covered the whole situation.
We're starting to see former Rock Nation artists come out to speak about how he...
Give me just a second. So, yeah.
We're starting to see former Rock Nation artists come out to speak about how he treated them during their time with him. And even singer Maya, who was not signed to Rock Nation, has stories for days when it comes to Jay-Z. Only a week after his former Rock Nation artist, MIA, came out to accuse him of teaming up with the shady Bronfman family, and another artist, Maya, is now coming out to expose Jay-Z of allegedly blackballing her career because she chose not to have an affair with him. According to Maya, Jay-Z allegedly made moves on her when they worked together on the remix of her song, Best of Me, and when she shot down his advances, he got mad and almost didn't go through with the song. After she turned him down, things started going left for her and her career started taking hit after hit, and she has been convinced that Jay-Z is responsible for them. Girl, when I tell y'all that Maya is no longer afraid to speak her truth and expose people who are responsible for ruining her career, I am not kidding. Maya has been in the industry for a long time now because she first debuted in the late 90s. She had the entertainment world on lock because she dropped several bops, and she had a couple of hits under her belts in the 90s and early 2000s. But music was not her only forte because she was also a talented actress, and she even won a Grammy and a Screen Actors Guild for her music and her acting. So it's safe to say that she bodied both the music industry and the acting industry. In fact, she was classified as a triple threat actress, which means that she could sing, act, and dance, which is pretty impressive because only a handful of entertainers can do that. She was at the top of her career and released 3 albums, all of which were certified gold or higher by the RIAA. While working on her albums, she managed to break into the acting scene and have roles in successful movies like Shall We Dance? However, after the 3rd album drop, she got into some kind of dispute with her record label, Interscope Records, and decided to leave the label. She was already working on her 4th album with the label, but it was shelved after she left. She later signed to Universal Motown Records, but unfortunately, things went really wrong at her new label. Her 4th album, which she had built a lot of hype for, was titled Liberation, but Universal Motown bungled up the promotion of the album. The album was delayed several times, and the next thing we knew, someone from the label accidentally leaked the album in Japan. Or at least they claimed it was accidental, but hey, I guess we'll never know. After the album leaked in Japan, it was only a matter of time before it leaked all over the world, and this was the beginning of the end for Maya. However, for some reason, she never sued Universal Motown, even though she was entitled to some form of compensation since it was their fault that the album leaked. Instead, she chose to leave the label and become an independent artist. Over the years, people have often talked about what a big mistake it was for her to not have sued Universal Motown Records. So she finally addressed the situation, revealing that there was so much shady stuff going on in the industry that fans couldn't even begin to understand, and that there was so much negativity that artists were forced to endure behind the scenes.
There can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power, whether that be toward a female or male artist. Is very dangerous for you as an individual. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good, and walk away.
She also claimed that the powerful people in the industry often go out of their way to target the younger and more vulnerable artists who are still trying to find their way in the industry.
You must protect your space, but you don't necessarily know what the agenda is behind someone speaking down to you, at you, etc. There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not, mentally, emotionally, financially. And you have to break down your value. You really have to assess that and your standards. And it's very difficult if you don't know it, if you can't identify it regarding what's coming at you. And that takes some time to maybe step away if you walked into this game not knowing who you are and your limitations. If you start early in any game without knowing who you are and being solid in some type of foundation, it's very dangerous.
She also revealed that the people in power often preyed on the younger, unsuspecting artists, and from the way she said it, people were convinced that she had had some sort of experience with this sort of thing, which is just heartbreaking.
I would definitely have to say those in power, that want to and get off on it, definitely plot on their prey, and you have to be willing to sacrifice anything that you think you might benefit from, a career, etc., and say no, period.
She then hinted that her career was held back because she had refused to give in to the pressures that she faced in the industry.
How did you stay so guarded within your career?
This is what I did. I said, no, I'm good, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, so sometimes that doesn't translate as far as what you are allowed to have, what you have access to. You will be blackballed. You will be talked about. You will be rumored about. But you have to stand strong on what you don't care for. It's not that serious to me, if I have to sell my soul. I understand that I might have sacrificed something in the physical world, but the spiritual world is not worth it. You're okay. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do is protect every part of your life, your spirit especially, because everything else is connected to that. There are some people, not everyone, that have huge egos, and awful mindsets towards men, towards women, towards people. And it's very difficult to be around. It's just very difficult. And the way they define success is not your idea of success. So
After watching that interview, fans believed that she was taking shots at Jay-Z because back in the day, there were rumors that Maya had a little something with Jay-Z, and ever since then, Maya's fans have had this theory that Jay had some sort of hand in getting her career to slow down. So they collaborated on the remix of her song Best of Me in 2000, and according to one of the producers who worked on the song, Jay-Z felt disrespected by Maya because he didn't think that she was grateful enough to him for hopping on her song. The producer said, so Jay came to the studio that night at the Hit Factory. He got it right away. He understood what it was, but he didn't like Maya's vibe in the room. He looked at her like she was a spoiled brat because she was. Jay looked at her like, I'm about to rap on your record, you're about to have a hit, and I don't think you really appreciate it. The producer claimed that Jay-Z then stormed out of the studio, after which people in the studio said to Maya, yo Maya, Jay wants to do the record, but he feels like you're not giving him any love, like no thank you or none of that. Jay-Z was later persuaded to come back and finish the song, but there have been a lot of speculations about his relationship with Maya after this. Word on the streets is that he tried to put moves on Maya, but she shot him down. And that's the real reason that he got salty, and that's why he and the producers tried to paint the narrative that Maya was ungrateful for the feature. That died down after a while, and Maya was living her life until 2014, after the Jay-Z Solange elevator incident went down, and rumors had it that Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce, which brought up the whole Maya situation. And people were accusing her of being Jay-Z's secret side piece. It got worse when Beyonce's Lemonade album dropped, and Maya was accused of being Becky with the good hair. She was dragged so hard that she eventually had to come out to deny the allegations. A fan on Instagram asked her, heard you and Jay-Z had an 11-year affair. Are you his side chick or nah? And Maya quickly fired back. Never did, never was, and never will. She also wrote, I play second to no one, pay my own bills, have my own label, own management company, rely on God only, and respect myself and marriage too much for nonsense. In her interview with Vlad TV, she also revealed that the things she saw while working in the industry eventually made her create her own label so she could do her own thing on her own terms.
You have to step outside of your box, which is why I named my label Planet 9. It's the furthest from Earth. I have had to create my own rules, my own standards to live by, and do things in my own time. My planet might not necessarily rotate around the sun 365 days. It might take me 7 years to do something in my own time versus one Earth year. But I have to put myself in a completely different world and environment just to function and stay good, stay alive, and stay happy.
It's crazy how one person can decide to mess with your bag just because you exercised your right to turn down their advances. Maya has been getting a lot of support from fans who said, I can tell from her demeanor in the interview, whatever went down behind the scenes has hurt her deeply. She looked like she wanted to cry at times. Always wondered what happened to Maya. She always had an elegance and grace about her. Respect her then, even more now. Proud of her. And I respect her for having boundaries, respect for herself, and morals. Maya was not about to sell her soul to sleep her way through the industry. And that's why they was mad.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that it's just amazing how a lot of these artists are coming forward now to talk about the ins and outs of the industry. Not only, musical artists, but actors, athletes. It's like all across the board. And I don't know. I commend the ones who didn't sell their souls. I don't think that it has to come to those levels in order for you to pursue your dreams and reach different levels of success. But as far as Maya is concerned, I have always liked Maya. I used to watch Maya on Teen Summit before she was ever famous. And she used to always be dancing. I was like, that girl, that little helper right there can dance. I had no idea that she could sing, but I have followed Maya's career since then. So I know that she does majority of her stuff underground now. But I do commend her for coming forward finally and saying her piece, because it may help someone else who's, about to cross that threshold. Now, do I think that she had a relationship or anything like that with Jay-Z? I really don't. Throughout Maya's career, I haven't really heard of her being tied to anybody. Now, in my mind, I thought something might have transpired between her and Cisco, but I don't even think that was a thing. But I think she prefers to date outside of the industry, and the way that she probably saw the men in the industry acting may have, you know, pushed her in that direction to date outside the industry, because, you know, some of these dudes are ruthless. But I don't know what's to come for Jay-Z. I mean, he has done a few things throughout his career that's not very different from what a lot of these other male celebrities or execs have done. So I'm sure something is about to transpire when it comes down to that. However, he might need to get his soul right. You know, I just been doing a little deep dive on a lot of this stuff, and I don't want to get too wrapped up in it, because I don't want any of that attaching to my energy, my spirit, my soul. So yeah, do with it what you will. This information that Maya has given, and I think, let me see, what was the girl's name who actually did that piece? Give me just a second. Oh yeah, the girl who did that piece on Maya, her name is Kaylin Mason on Facebook. So that's where I got that clip from, although I have seen that interview with Maya on Vlad going around, or Vlad, however you want to pronounce it. But I haven't got a chance to just sit down and watch the entire thing. I think I saw bits and pieces of it, but she pretty much summed it all up. So yeah, guys, let me know what y'all think about this Maya Jay-Z blackballing Beyonce triangle that may or may not have happened. And I believe her when she said that he got an ego. Beyonce made a song about his ego. So yeah, especially back then when he was on the come up and all the ladies was flocking to him. And yeah, I believe her. So let me know y'all thoughts. So on the next topic, we're going to get into Monique for a little bit. And this particular article comes from Rolling Out, and it says Monique's son exposes her for spreading false narrative about relationship. The comedian's son says his mom is lying. During Monique's interview with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay, the comedian and actress let almost everything in her life be known when it came to people in the industry and other unheard stories. Monique also opened up about her current relationship status with her son, Shalon Jackson, after Sharpe asked about him. Monique responded that we're still separated. It's one of those things where you have to pray to the universe and say, let time do the healing. That's it, Monique said. Let time do that healing. It may heal in time and it may not. And there's something that we as parents have to say, listen, I've done what I can do. I've taken accountability for it. Now it's up to you. On February 13th, Jackson shared his side of the story about his relationship with his mother, claiming that her praying to the universe to reconcile their relationship is false. My mother and I both know that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without works is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. Neither of us had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, Jackson shared in a video. And here it is.
Hi, I am Shalon. I am a stand-up comedian, Monique's oldest son. I guess I felt the need to make this video to just provide some context into this false narrative about her praying to the universe in order to reconcile our relationship or whatever the hell it is. I wrote it all down so that way I don't go all over the place and get emotional or anything like that. So I'm gonna talk like I'm reading a script, but it's just gonna help me kind of stay together. But to address the Club Shay Shay interview that she did, where she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly, in my experience, will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them specifically. But to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, those were things that I was willing to get over. Nobody's perfect, we're all human. But my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well, and anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience. But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, obviously seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens, so to some degree, the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate, I guess you could say. There are now 2 baby boys in the house, that require attention. But still during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very day, my mother has never expressed to me when, if ever, she became interested in me as her son. That did lead me down a path of questioning my self-worth and struggling to understand the value of a mother in a child's life. In the interview, she also states that she gave me an apology. But an apology to a son from a mother that consciously showed no interest in him holds no weight. There are still women to this day that my mother will give credit to for being more of a mother to me than she ever could. Her assistant, my cousin, being one of them. Every time, though, that my mother would state that she was right here whenever I was ready, that ideology still blows my mind today, that a person could openly admit to being an uninterested, not put my best foot forward type of parent and be so self-centered that they still express to the kid, you have to come to me when you're ready. You got to come to me for us to make this right. Okay. But I'm not sure what my mother could possibly think that she has shown me in the past or have for me now that's not money, goodness gracious, that would make me want to come to her or whatever those feelings are supposed to be. A mother is supposed to be the first woman that a boy falls in love with. I loved my mother very much, but my mother loved things more than she loved me, and she would validate her love for me by giving me things and would proceed to call me ungrateful or inconsiderate if said things did not have the desired effect. I couldn't imagine what it's like to be her, though, to ask God for what you want, and then he gives you what you need, though, only for you to ignore it and have the audacity to ask God for something else. And I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I didn't do that. And when he told you no, you went to the universe instead. By no means, though, do I want to give off any type of an impression that I am a victim of anything. That's not the case. As you can see, I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'm alive. I'm happy. I'm a dad. I'm healthy, I think. I drink a lot of water. I'm getting over a cold now. I still have my days just like everybody else. And, there were a few things that she did teach me along the way. I did learn how not to love from my mother. I also learned to make sure that I never lose so much of who I am that I have to validate it through another person. And though I feel as though, in hindsight, I think she did it reluctantly, I do appreciate my mother, for showing me what the top of the mountain looks like. You know what I'm saying? It did give me perspective on what hard work and dedication can get you, but I don't want something like that at the cost of giving up something that I created. I don't want it that bad. And speaking of creations, I genuinely, truly, I really did want my mother to have a relationship with my daughter. I even fought through those intrusive thoughts that were, if she wasn't interested in you, what makes you think she's going to be interested in your kid? But it took my mother no time at all to prove that those intrusive thoughts were correct. But what I can say, good for her, the universe did, bless her with three other sons. And God willing, I'm sure that all three of them are adults now. So I'm sure that one of them, God willing, if not all three of them, will make her the grandmother that she wants to be. I still look forward, to that moment for her. But overall, when it comes to the boys, though, I am happy that whenever they do hear me talk, sorry, my phone did something weird, but whenever they hear me talk, they don't know what it is. They can't relate to what it is that I'm saying. My experience with my mother is not their experience with our mother. So my prayer for her and them is that they continue to see her the way that they see her now. I do also want to make sure that I say thank you to my mother for giving me life. Without that moment in time, I wouldn't have had my little one. But outside of that moment, there isn't anything that either of us has to offer the other. In my opinion, it's a waste of God's time and the universe's time for praying for something that you were not willing to put forth any effort to obtain. Putting the work into becoming Monique is more important to my mother than being my mother. And I do not believe that it was never about her being there and waiting for me, but it was supposed to be about me being there and waiting for her. My mother's value had reached such a low point in my life that I no longer found it necessary to either want to wait for her or even go to her. But like I said, man, I'm super grateful that she has the opportunity to do it all over again. I'm happy for her. I hope the Cat Williams tour goes well, but the narrative that she prays for us to reconcile is a false narrative. It's not real, and I'd appreciate it if she stopped saying stuff like that.
Wow. Jackson continues suggesting that Monique started being a mother after marrying her husband, Sidney Hicks, who she refers to as Daddy. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well. Anything that she may take true accountability for is only at her convenience, Jackson said. If I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time she married her daddy and had his children. So that is the first response from the son. Now I'm going to go into the next response that he gave after she replied to him and posting like private text messages and all of that. that they had shared throughout the years, which I don't really understand that. But let's see. And this is coming from Vibe.com. And it says Monique's son responds to her sharing private text messages in an online back and forth. Neither of you should never speak on mental health if you thought that idea was a good one. Monique's eldest son, Shalon Jackson, has issued a response after the comedian exposed their private text conversations. In a continuous online dispute surrounding their estranged relationship, both have used social media to air their grievances. On Wednesday, February the 14th, the Precious Star shared messages between herself and Jackson in defense of her parenting decisions. After becoming aware of the clip, which also featured commentary from Monique's husband and manager, Sidney Hicks, Shalon took to social media to respond. I guess the intelligent thing to do in assuming your son is having a mental episode is to post personal screenshots that are 3 years old in an attempt to validate some false narrative as if they are some type of receipt, detailed Jackson. You also invaded the privacy of my daughter's grandparents by posting your receipts. Neither of you should ever speak on mental health if you thought that idea was a good one. In the messages dated between January 2021 and October of the same year, Monique and her Hicks both send, I guess that's supposed to be Monique and her son, both send messages. Monique and her husband both send messages to Jackson. The thread highlights intimate conversations as well as details of financial assistance provided to Jackson by the couple. Hey, my sweet babies, here are the receipts from a mother who allegedly does not love her son, wrote Monique in her caption on the carousel upload. We are sharing this with you, Shalon, and the community. Some will completely get it, others won't. We love us for real. The couple also shared a video addressing Jackson with Hicks doing most of the speaking. In the clip, they shared more context of the text correspondence. The back and forth between the mother and son began after the Oscar-winning talent appeared on Club Shay Shay podcast with Shannon Sharp. In the viral 3-hour episode, she asserted that she must let time do that healing, believing she has done her part in attempting to mend their relationship. I would like to free her from having to continue telling that lie, detailed Jackson on TikTok. Faith without work is dead, and neither of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. So yeah, this is sad. So yeah, it's sad that she is going back and forth with her son online like that. Honestly, she didn't even have to bring her son up during the interview. She could have just said, I don't really want to speak about that. But then to turn around and air out, text messages of you all back and forth. Like, at the end of the day, that's still your son. And if he needs help, you don't have to publicize that you've helped him. You understand what I'm saying? He never said that you don't help him or have never helped him. He just was saying that he actually needed a mother all of those years, and he never really experienced it because you chose your career over being his mother. And then, once you finally got married to this particular guy and had his children, by that time you were ready to become a mother. And still haven't really reached back out to him to get the nurturing and everything that he missed as a child. So I get where he's coming from, and to me it all screams that he really wants his mother. I don't know why she doesn't get that part. And ultimately he didn't do anything to not have had a mother. So I don't understand what is this all about. Maybe it has something to do with the husband. Maybe he doesn't want said child around, and maybe never did. It's a weird dynamic. But I wish they would handle this off of the internet. Like, what does the internet supposed to do? It's just putting all these different people in your business versus the people that need to be in your business, which are therapists and counselors, to work on, private family situations. It's like we don't care. Ultimately, all we can do is talk about it and tell either one of you how horrible you are or how great you are. And once we done, we move on to the next. It's not solving anything. So I think that family needs healing. And like I said, all I see is that he is yearning for his mother. And now he has a baby girl and she don't even know her grandma. And it's kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thoughts on it. I think they need some type of counseling, some type of therapy, some healing. And their union needs to be brought back together because that's the only mother he's going to have. And he's the only oldest son she will ever have. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not even worth all this. If she's doing this for clout, clicks, and views, this is sad. This is really, really sad. But anyway, let me know what y'all think on this topic. All right, guys, on this next topic, we still on Monique. We on the Monique category. And this article is coming from All Hip Hop, and it says D.L. Hughley slams Monique over viral interview. She's a liar. Monique addressed her issues with D.L. Hughley during a recent interview, prompting Hughley to clap back at his fellow comic. D.L. Hughley is calling out Monique, claiming she lied about him during her recent viral interview with Shannon Sharpe on his Club Shay Shay podcast. Every time I see Monique these days, she's doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out, he said in a video posted on Instagram. In her Club Shay Shay interview, Monique claimed her beef with Hughley stems from an issue she had with him over a segment on his radio show. Hughley was not there during her appearance, but his co-host asked her to play a game of Would You Rather and asked questions about her husband. Monique took offense to the segment and called Hughley to vent about it. However, Hughley claims Monique is being less than truthful. She said, "I was very dismissive," Hughley stated in reference to Monique's Club Shay Shay interview. "Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints, I listened to her, and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't because I respected her wishes. She's a liar." He went on to address his recent public spat with the actress and comedian, which began over a contract dispute and led to Monique condemning Hughley's alleged handling of his daughter's sexual assault complaint. "This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma," Hughley continued. "My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying mother." According to Hughley, Monique knows she was lying and only stopped when his family members checked her. So this is DL's response to the things that Monique said. And if I'm not mistaken, I think her and her husband did backtrack and say that things did not go exactly the way that she said they went. So once again, I think he's proving the point that she can tell some bald-faced lies at times and then have to backwards crab walk to to actually clean it all up. So yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on this. I don't have too much to say about this situation. However, I do not think that she should have drugged his child in this, because the child or her situation didn't have anything to do with Monique and Hughley's situation. So I think that was below the belt and unnecessary. But yeah, that's just my thought on that. The rest of it is all fair. You throwing jabs, I'm throwing jabs right back. But don't bring these kids in it, and these children don't have nothing to do with none of this stuff going on with us. So yeah. All right, guys, the next topic is still on Monique. And this is from essence.com, and it says Monique responds to a strange son's video about their relationship with help from her husband. The 56-year-old comedian admitted her relationship with eldest son Shalon is strained during a recent interview, but he feels his mom hasn't taken accountability for her role in that fracture. Everyone has been talking about Monique's interview with Shannon Sharp on his Club Shay Shay podcast, and one person who shared their thoughts about it is her son, Shalon Jackson. He did a brief TikTok making it clear that he wasn't feeling some of her comments. Jackson stated that his mom spun a false narrative about their relationship during the interview. If you're wondering what exactly she said, the Oscar winner addressed the fractured relationship with Jackson, acknowledging that she didn't do the best job as a mother when she was new to fame. We're very much separated, and it's one of those things where you have to pray to the universe and say, let time do the healing, and that's it, let time do the healing, Monique 56 stated about her son. She continued, it may heal it in time and it may not, and that's something that we as parents have to say, listen, I've done what I can do, I've taken accountability for it, now it's up to you. Jackson, who is also a comedian, responded saying that neither party is making an effort to fix the relationship and that she didn't show enough compassion when attempting to take accountability. Some social media users don't understand his argument, considering Monique acknowledged she made mistakes and confirmed that they don't have a real relationship currently. I would like to free her from having to continue telling that lie, said Jackson in his TikTok video. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. He continued, neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think either of us anticipates that feeling returning. He said, I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. Jackson also said sharing online was a form of therapy for him and acknowledged that Monique never pretended she was a saint, admitting to not doing the best job as his mom. To be completely honest and fair, those were things that I was willing to get over. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. But my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well. And anything that she may take true accountability for is only at her convenience, in my experience, he said. He added that the actress had no interest in being a mom, but only changed her tune when she married her husband, Sidney Hicks, and had 2 children with him. If I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time she married her daddy and had children, he said. The couple decided to respond in a joint video on Instagram where they went live. During the chat, they addressed her estranged son's points and shared their side of the story. There are some people that are saying, oh, you should be ashamed of your mothering skills. You should be ashamed of yourself, Monique said. This is what I say. Let it play out. Because the same ones that were saying, oh, I was crazy, I was deranged, we watched it play out. So just like with my son, we're going to watch this play out. Hicks chimed in, stating that himself and the comedian have showed up for Jackson over the years. The irony of all this is not what is said, but what's left off. See, you're leaving off the fact that the last time we laid eyes on you, your mother got you everything you needed for the newborn baby about 3 years. You're forgetting how I, from Georgia, was talking you through getting your car after we gave you the half payment for it, and you were 31, 32 years old at that point. He also added that he, Monique, and Jackson's biological father have a great relationship and communicate for his sake. Additionally, Hicks said it gets to a point where parents have to leave kids to make their own decisions and forget their own path and forge their own path. In relation to why they're sharing their family feud in public, Hicks says it's because the black community is often too embarrassed to have these conversations. We need to stop being embarrassed about being human beings and about being black human beings, he said. You will oftentimes hear, you are embarrassing yourself in front of them. Who is them? Because when you hear someone articulate these things, that is the slave mentality. You should conduct yourself with dignity because the spirit of you is watching. But we need to have these conversations out loud. That's taboo because we have limited time here together. So that is Monique's husband's response to the whole ordeal. I don't agree with everything that he's saying. And I do think that the healing needs to be between Monique and her son. Let their relationship mend on its own before he tries to bogart his way in. Like, I know he wants to protect her, and I know he wants to be the leader or whatever. But that's her baby. He came from her body. You get what I'm saying? And he needs that from his mama. He's saying that he doesn't, but you can hear in his voice that he is really yearning his mother. He yearned her when he was a little boy. He's yearning her now, and he's yearning her even more now because of his daughter. So Hicks needs to step aside. This has nothing to do with her career. This has everything to do with her biological flesh of her flesh child. Although he's an adult, that space in time when he was a little boy has, in a sense, handicapped him in his adult life. So he may not understand that. Hicks, the stepdad, may not understand that. And I think he needs to step aside. I just really do. And let that mother and son relationship heal. And he just needs to stand to the side and support the healing. Instead of trying to make everything out loud and in public. Everything is not for the public. Because sometimes we can make things worse. You know, outsiders looking in. We can make things horribly worse. And from the looks of it, that's what's happening. Because like I said, the only thing that we're doing on the outside looking in is saying either you're wrong on this side and you're right on that side, or you're wrong on that side and they're wrong on this side. It's like it's not solving anything. They need to get to the root of what's going on with him, the root of what will help him to heal. And really, to me, it's like he needs his mama. That's the only thing that's going to heal him and make him whole and make him be able to move forward in life with confidence, feeling like he actually was, wanted. He actually wants to feel like he wasn't a mistake. He wants to feel like it wasn't his fault. And that's her stepping up and becoming that for him and validating that for him. So it don't got nothing to do with Sydney. I don't even know why he responded the most. Like, yeah, you can help out your child. She's rich. Why wouldn't she help him out if he's in a bad situation? But that doesn't necessarily mean that she's nurturing. That doesn't necessarily mean that there is a growing and welcoming relationship. It doesn't mean none of that. It just means I got money, so this couple $1,000, that ain't nothing. I done made millions of dollars off of these movies. Yes, I can afford to give you $1,000 for you to leave me alone or whatever like that. So that don't mean nothing to me. So anyway, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, let me know y'all thoughts on it. What do y'all think about this? Is it sad? Do y'all think people should air out what's going on in their families publicly to the internet? Is that what we doing? It's not to say that you're embarrassing yourself in front of this and embarrassing yourself in front of that. I don't think everything that goes on in a family is for the public to know. Unless it's something so detrimental. You get what I'm saying? And especially if you plan on healing from it. I think that airing stuff out to strangers in public means that you're not trying to heal it. You're trying to make it worse. So yes, we went through this in private. We need to handle this in private between the ones who it affected, between the ones who had something to do with it, not complete strangers. So that's just my take on it. I don't believe in being quiet as far as not speaking up on hurt and harm, but speak up to the right professionals. Speak up to the people that actually can do something. Speak up to the ones that can promote healing, not further separation, further division. You get what I'm saying? So if you're going to speak up to authorities, speak up to counselors, speak up to therapists. That's who you speak up to. Speak up to your pastor. Speak up to someone who can actually promote healing. So that's what I'm saying. So anyway, let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section below. What do y'all feel about this situation? I also do think that it does still speak volumes about Monique, but it just is what it is. So yeah, so on this particular topic, this comes from the Shade Room, and this is Tiffany Haddish responding to Monique's recent comments about her DUI arrest and child scandal. So it says Tiffany Haddish has responded to Monique's recent comments about her DUI arrest and 2022 child sex abuse scandal. As the Shade Room previously reported, Monique appeared as a guest on Shannon Sharp Club Shay Shay. To date, the podcast episode, which was released on Wednesday, February the 7th, has garnered over 11 million views on YouTube. Here's how Tiffany Haddish responded. Haddish spoke exclusively with Entertainment Tonight while appearing at the Fanatics Super Bowl 58 party on Saturday, February the 10th. When asked what she'd been up to recently, the 44-year-old explained she's appearing at comedy shows while resting and keeping up with friends. Additionally, Haddish was asked to share why she thinks folks are just going at it in the comedy space right now. In response, Haddish appeared to comment on the recent statements made about her by Cat Williams and Monique. I have no idea, but I'm grateful and thankful that I'm on the minds of people I look up to, she explained. When asked if she still looks up to Monique, she declined. I used to, Haddish continued before explaining that she wasn't disappointed in Monique's comments. It felt like an auntie talking about, how we do. So I was like, oh dang, I've been on your mind. I didn't even know I was on your mind. So I'm grateful. The comedian opened up about her relationship with Monique. As the conversation continued, the interview stated that Monique's comments must have hurt Haddish because they likely had a mutual love and respect for one another. In turn, Haddish opened up about her relationship with Monique. I didn't know if there was a mutual love and respect because she's not my friend, she explained. So I get it. I'm not close to her. We've never had a conversation about. So at the end of the day, I understand and I respect it. I do have respect for her, and that's it. Furthermore, Haddish revealed whether fans could expect to see her throw a few jabs at Monique at any upcoming comedy shows. I'd rather not do anything behind anybody's back. I'd rather do it to your face. I come from the 1900s. We talk to your face. If I got a problem with you, I'll tell you to your face. Everybody who I have a problem with, they know I have a problem with them. And the whole world don't know it. It's not the whole world's business. I don't need to tell the whole wide world. Ultimately, Haddish explained that if revealing her truth is Monique's way of healing, she's all for it, as she's also on her healing journey as well. Here's what Monique previously said about Tiffany Haddish. During her appearance on Club Shay Shay, Monique took the time to address Tiffany Haddish and the comments she made during a 2018 interview with GQ magazine. At the time, Monique was suing Netflix for racial discrimination after they declined to offer her as much money as other comedians for a comedy special. However, Haddish disagreed with Monique's decision. My business run different than her business, Haddish said at the time. I don't live her life. I don't have that husband of hers. I'm looking at how Netflix has opened up so many opportunities for black females in comedy. When my people are dying, that's when you gonna catch me protesting. I'm not gonna protest because somebody got offered not the amount of money they wanted to get offered. If you don't like what they're offering you, just no longer do business with them. In turn, Monique took a few jabs at Haddish for not having a husband like hers in her conversation with Sharp. If you had a husband like mine, you may not have two DUIs. If you had a husband like mine, you may not be caught up in what looks like you could have been grooming a child, Monique said. So, wow. I didn't know that it all stemmed from that. But that was Tiffany Haddish's clap back. I just thought that was interesting to see what she said after hearing what Monique said on the actual Club Shay Shay interview. So let me know y'all thoughts. At least she didn't just go in on Monique, which she could have, but it is all good. So let me know y'all thoughts. On this next topic, this is an article about the feud between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, and this is coming from E! Online. So it says, untangling the ongoing feud between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. In the days following Megan Thee Stallion's new single, Hiss, which appears to take aim at Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty, the rapper fired back in her new single, Bigfoot. Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj are stirring up their beef after the WAP artist appeared to take aim at Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, in her January 26 single, Hiss. The 45-year-old swiftly fired back on social media before ultimately responding through a new single of her own. In Hiss, Megan Thee Stallion's real name, Megan Pete, raps, "These hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's law," referring to a law requiring public information to be available about SEX offenders. However, many fans as well as Minaj saw the words as a dig at the Starships rapper and her husband, who was convicted of attempted first-degree rape of a 16-year-old girl in 1995 when he was 18 years old and served 4 years in prison. In February 2020, he was indicted for not registering as a SEX offender in California and later accepted a plea in September 2021, in which he was fined $55,000 and put on probation, in addition to being added to the California SEX offender registry. In response, Minaj went on Instagram Live on January 26, where she also played a snippet from her new single, Bigfoot, which she later officially released on January 29, a track overtly responding to the 28-year-old song. In addition to referencing Megan's Law, Minaj's single jabs Megan Thee Stallion's late mother, rapping ability, and the 2020 incident in which Tory Lanez pow-powed the Beautiful Mistakes rapper in the foot. Shots thrown, but I still ain't let Megan score. Tell him. The 41-year-old raps, "Bad B, she's like 6 foot. Oh, I call her Bigfoot. Brr, the B fell off. I said, get up on your good foot." Megan Thee Stallion was hospitalized and underwent surgery in July of 2020 when Tory powed her in the foot following a verbal altercation after a house party at Kylie Jenner's home. The Grammy winner later testified against Lane, who was found guilty of assault with a firearm, illegal possession of a firearm, and negligent discharge of a gun, later sentenced to 10 years in prison in August 2023. He has maintained his innocence. While Megan did not directly respond to Bigfoot, she did share a photo of herself laughing to her Instagram story on January 26, shortly after Minaj's live, which appeared to be directed at Minaj's reaction to Hiss. This isn't the first time there's been bad blood between the Hot Girl Summer artists following their 2019 collaboration on the hit track. Fans suspect the friendship between the duo went sour sometime in 2020, as some speculated a subtle line in 2021 seeing green was a jab at Megan Thee Stallion. The following year, Minaj reportedly accused Megan Thee Stallion of encouraging her to go to the clinics, alluding to abortion, per Billboard while she was trying to get pregnant. Minaj welcomed her son, Papa Bear, with Petty in 2020. Later, the Not My Fault rapper responded to the allegation on X, formerly Twitter, writing lie. And in the months following, those closely following the pair have pointed at more subtle jabs they've taken at each other in music. And this latest fiery exchange could just be the beginning of another round of jabs through music, as Megan Thee Stallion announced on Good Morning America January 30th that she'll be dropping new music soon. So yeah. So with all that being said, just think about what Azalea Banks was saying, and it starts to make a little more sense. But I just wanted to see how did E break down the feud between Minaj and Megan. So yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on that. We already know what's going on, and I've spoke on this a few times. Nicki needs to stop. It's like I said, I've already covered how I felt about this situation with somebody offering you grown as I don't know what, something to drink. How's she supposed to know that you trying to conceive? How is she supposed to know that you actually want a baby? Like, then you have to have the baby sent to the chopping block prior in your career. So how's she supposed to know you've had a change of heart? It's like, girl. Anyway. Moving along. So on this next topic, I wanted to touch on this because everybody wants to drag Drea for going with Jalen Green and having a baby by him. And they're saying she's a predator and all these different things like that. So on this next topic, which comes from complex.com, it says footage of Drake and Lotto's 21-year-old sister Brooklyn sparks dating rumors. Dating rumors are flying about Drake and Brooklyn Nicole, the younger sister to Atlanta rapper Lotto. On Friday night, footage circulated of the Slime You Out rapper and Nicole leaving a restaurant with friends, which sent social media into a frenzy of gossip about the two dating. Folks particularly took note of the 16-year age difference between Drake and Nicole, who are 37 and 21 respectively, with some criticizing the rapper's history of dating younger women. The potential romance also caught folks' eye because of Lotto's long-standing beef with Nicki Minaj, whom Drake mended his friendship with in 2021. He even recently appeared on Pink Friday's 2 track Needle. Social media ran with the rumors, and some referenced Drake's version of Four Bats Act 2 Date at 8 remix that seems to allude to where Brooklyn is from on the song Drizzy Raps. How you get all of that body and face though? What kind of water they serving in Clayco? It's unclear when Drake and Nicole first connected, although it's possible they met when Lotto and Nicole attended his It's All a Blur tour last summer. Following the event, Lotto posted a photo set on Instagram with one slide showing the sisters hugging each other and another slide showing a letter written by Brooklyn. Instead of dating, it's possible that Champagne Poppy and Nicole are simply working together. Nicole is a model, beauty mogul, and influencer who is clearly close with her sister, as seen when she appeared on Lotto's 777 radio on Apple Music. So it's really at this point, it seems like people are just speculating. But she is at this point an adult. And like I said, it's all about the energy. I mean, to me, it shouldn't matter if you adults, and I don't think Drake has a daughter her age, so it's not really like weird. And Drake could be very immature. You never know. I don't know him personally. But it's like whatever. They're consenting adults. It really shouldn't matter. I mean, me personally at 21, I wouldn't want to be with a 40-year-old, but that's just my preference. Some people like older partners, some people don't. So it just is what it is. However, based on his background, I don't think he gonna be with her long either way it goes. So while she got her time with him, she probably just gonna enjoy him for the time being, and then when it's a wrap, it's a wrap. But I think they just having fun if they're dating, you know what I'm saying? So, but then again, I can't even say, I mean, I wasn't really into men that much older than me when I was 20. Not that big of an age gap. But I don't know what my response would have been if it had been someone who's a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even say. I guess it all depends on circumstance. But who knows? And maybe she might be a fan of Drake. Some people, you know, young people think Drake is handsome and is cute or whatever like that. So it just is what it is. I don't know what's her reasoning for trying to be with somebody that much older than her. But to each his own. However, I do see that they were dragging him just like they were dragging Drea. So it is what it is. Let me know y'all thoughts. This next topic is coming from BET.com, and it says, Just Hilarious shares pregnancy announcement on the Breakfast Club. This will be the comedian's second child. Just Hilarious is about to be a mom. On Tuesday, February the 13th, the newest host to join the Breakfast Club revealed that she is expecting. The exciting news also comes on her 32nd birthday. The cat was out of the bag when her boyfriend Chris called into the show to wish her a happy birthday when he cutely spilled the beans. While wrapping up his remarks, he said, I'm so excited for our little bundle of joy, which resulted in a laugh from Jess. A little bundle what? Asked Charlamagne the God, while DJ Envy also asked for clarity. Seemingly going with the flow of being sworn to secrecy, the host congratulated the soon-to-be parents. According to fan reactions of Jess' first week on the syndicated show, many accused her of being high, but she asserted something else had her not feeling well. I did not get high and come in here zooted my first week. The comedian also revealed that she is 3 months pregnant, 13 weeks to be exact. Thank you, baby. I love you, she said to her man as he hung up the phone. This will be the star's second child. She is currently mom to 11-year-old Ashton Amar James with her ex, Jerome, as reported by the U.S. Sun. Just posted the clip of her announcement to Instagram where the support has been pouring in. Love is in the air over here, she captioned the post. This feeling is blissfully amazing. I wish it for everybody. Tika Sumter took to the comment section and wrote congratulations as Candy Burris added the same sentiments. Brisha Webb chimed in, look, I'm so happy for you and your boo. Blessings on blessings. Congratulations, beautiful. So yeah, Just Hilarious is expecting. I don't know who her boyfriend is, but I kind of like Jess. She cool with me. What are y'all thoughts on that? Congrats to her. And yeah, that's all I have to really say about that. But I do like Jess. I can't say I think she just super duper funny, but I do think she's a cool person. You get what I'm saying? Some things she say is kind of funny. And some of her skits from back in the days were kind of funny. But I think she cool people. But anyway, moving along. So lately, y'all, I have been drinking okra water. Although I have eaten okra all of my life, I've never thought of okra as being some type of nasty vegetable or anything like that. I like it cooked several different ways. I like it in different things. So, because I have started, drinking this okra water, which to me is kind of gross, even though I like okra, the water is taking a lot for me to get used to. But I wanted to share with you guys the benefits of eating okra. So this article is coming from VNMEC.com, and it says, what are the benefits of eating okra? Okra fruit is known as a vegetable with high nutritional content, and more people choose it in their daily menu. So what are the health benefits of okra? Number 1, characteristics of okra fruit. Okra, also known by other names such as okra, yellow cotton, corn scrub, or coffee herb, originated from West Africa. Thanks to its very good tolerance to heat and drought, okra is mainly grown in temperate or tropical regions, mainly in the southern United States. Okra is also grown in our country, but it is still mainly in the southern provinces with hot climate. Okra is a fruit tree that can be grown into a 1-year or many-year tree. Okra plants are usually up to 2.5 meters tall, with long and broad leaves from 10 centimeters to 20 centimeters. The flowers of okra plant are 5-petaled, white or yellow, with red spots at the base of the flower. The long okra fruit contains many seeds inside. Today, okra fruit is increasingly popular and widely used, becoming a daily dish in many countries, not only because of its unique taste with sticky mucus, but also because of its enormous nutritional value, which is especially good for health. So what are the health effects of okra fruit? Number 2, effects of okra fruit. Okra is a plant that contains a lot of nutrients such as proteins, vitamins A, E, B, amino acids, potassium, calcium, which are beneficial to the human body, along with many effects such as diseases, diabetes. Okra contains substances such as insulin that can help reduce blood sugar levels, which helps in the treatment of diabetes. Drinking okra juice can lower blood sugar, so people with diabetes can add okra to their menu to control their diabetes. Anemia. Regularly drinking okra juice can also avoid the risk of anemia because okra also has a very high content of iron, potassium, zinc, blood formation. Digestive system. Okra is very good for the digestive system, can help improve the function of the digestive system. In fact, the sticky mucilage in okra is made up of polysaccharides such as collagen and mucopolysaccharides that improve the feeding of beneficial microorganisms in the gut. The main effect is the laxative, supporting digestive disorders. Okra also contains a lot of fiber along with mucus that can regulate the absorption of the small intestines to help regulate blood sugar. The mucus is also a growth medium for intestinal bacteria, which has a lubricating effect on the intestinal tract. Constipation. The amount of fiber in okra can absorb water to form large stools, control blood cholesterol levels, and help prevent constipation. Okra can also act as a laxative, which, along with fiber, binds toxins to help reduce bowel movements. Osteoporosis. The mucus when eating okra also has the effects of lubricating bones and joints. Along with a source of vitamin K and folate, okra can also prevent calcium loss, prevent osteoporosis, help bones become stronger, and stabilize joint. Skin beauty. The pectin in okra has the effect of enhancing skin's elasticity. Eating okra regularly can improve skin health. The antioxidants in it can help purify the blood, remove impurities that contribute to repelling acne. In addition to using it to eat, you can also crush okra and use it as a face mask to make your skin brighter and smoother. Asthma. The vitamin C content along with the amount of antioxidant present in okra has the potential to reduce respiratory problems such as asthma. Therefore, when you have asthma symptoms, you can use more okra to relieve its symptoms. Weight loss. Okra is extremely rich in fiber, including both soluble and insoluble fiber. This fiber is very beneficial for weight loss. Along with the advantage of low calories, okra becomes an ideal food to help control weight, preventing birth defects. This is a special use in okra thanks to its high folic acid content. For pregnant women, this substance can help prevent disease such as neural tube defects. Folic acid is also essential for the body's function to help reduce the incidence of birth defects in the fetus. Number 3, notes when using okra. When you know what effect okra fruit has, you should pay attention to how to use it to enhance the effect of okra. Okra is a plant that can be eaten whole without the need to peel or remove the seeds when processing. When processing okra, it should not be overcooked to avoid losing the mucus and preserving the nutrients in them. Okra can be processed into many different dishes such as boiled, fried, grilled, fried, or pressed into juice for direct use. Okra is a vegetable that contains soldering properties. For those who are in poor shape or have abdominal pain, they should not eat too much. It will be counterproductive. Patients with intestinal disease or irritable bowel syndrome should not use okra because it has high fructose content, can lead to bloating or diarrhea. Hopefully, the above sharing has helped you better understand the nutritional value of okra as well as how to use it safely and effectively. So yeah, okra sounds like okra can be good for you as long as you don't have IBS. So I think I suffer from a little bit of IBS, so I might need to get my okra in a different way, but I'm gonna have to do some more experimenting to see if I will continue to use it. But I hope this information was beneficial to all of you listening. And yeah, I've been eating okra all my life, so I don't have to drink that water, and that may be why it's so hard for me to take it down. But I could fry me up some okra, or put some okra with my greens, with my cabbage. You did. So yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on that below. All right, y'all, on this next topic, it says Beyonce goes country, ? Might be a wrong turn. And this is coming from the Washington Post. And it reads, yes, her 2 new songs sound like country music. No, they don't sound Beyonce grade. I understand and cherish the fact that pop music is a playground of identities where queens are free to play cowgirls, but I don't want to play along with these 2 new Beyonce songs, released in the dim afterglow of a hacky telecom commercial that aired during the Super Bowl on Sunday night. The paired singles, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages, ultimately served as an advertisement for Beyonce's reported pivot toward country music, a creative makeover we should expect to hear in full on her new album, tentatively titled Act 2, due out next month. Texas Hold'em is the smoother, livelier song of the 2. 16 Carriages is slower, more solemn. But differences in tempo and sentiment aside, both songs feel dull, dry, unimaginative, unnecessary, unconfident, and uncool. For Beyonce, that's quite a first. The flagship singles from her 2 previous studio albums, Formation from 2016's, Lemonade, and Break My Soul from 2022's Renaissance, each seem to explode into our consensus reality, simultaneously speaking to the heightening tensions in our national mood, while still asserting their own distinct sense of pop futurism. This woman is a visionary who knows full well how to make exciting, new, detail-minded, zeitgeisty stuff. These 2 songs are not that. It feels as if they were released as a pair because neither could stand on its own, made with steel guitar, a church organ, and a string section. 16 Carriages is a plodding ballad about a belligerent working mother struggling to make progress through life's drudgery. I might cook, clean, but still won't fold. But as Beyonce's voice flutters from plight to plight, the song goes nowhere. Meantime, Texas Hold'em feels like a lower stakes redo of the vivid country dabbling she did on Daddy Lessons back in 2016. A song about the pains of a challenging childhood. Texas Hold'em is about dancing happily in a dive bar. It's banjo twinkling punctuated with shouty woo and haze that sound needy and cosmetic. To be clear, there is no reason to object to Beyonce making country music, but it needs to be Beyonce grade. That's what's tripping the wires here. Instead of stepping toward a new creative vista, she sounds like she's simply tapping a new market. Also, why now? And who for? Why, as a self-branded artist advocate for human rights, would she choose to immerse herself in a musical idiom defined by its sense of nostalgia and tradition while the world outside continues to burn? Obviously, a huge part of her politics has involved reclaiming the black roots of various American music forms. So maybe Act 2 will eventually make these questions moot. But until then, let's not forget that Beyonce, along with just about every other contemporary pop star who appeared at the Grammys earlier this month, has kept completely silent over the killing of thousands of Palestinians in Gaza. If anyone at the top of the pops happens to be interested in singing about this world we share, please giddy up. Wow. So, with that being said, let's go into what Azealia Banks had to say, and then I will give my remarks on what I think about Beyonce's songs. So this is coming from hiphopdx.com, and it says Azealia Banks blasts Beyonce for nauseating Little Bae on the Prairie Country pivot. Azealia Banks has made it clear that she's not a fan of Beyonce, and she once again taking aim at the singer for what she's calling white woman cosplay on her new album, Cowboy Carter. In a scathing attack posted on her Instagram story on Tuesday, March the 19th, the controversial provocateur started out by implying that the ex-Destiny Child leader was trying to behave like a white woman. Sis, I live for white Beyonce, Donatella, Bianca, Bardot, down, but I'm kind of ashamed of how you switch from baobab trees and Black Parade to this literal pick-me stuff, she began. Azealia then implied that B went above and beyond for the Dixie Chicks because they were white women, but that the same courtesy would never be extended to her. Like, you do lame stuff like bring out some blacklisted white women, Dixie Chicks, at the Country Music Awards, and they would never ever do the same for you. You're always sharing your platform with white women who are so jealous of you but have such a long history of sabotaging other black careers, she wrote. You're enforcing the false rhetoric that country music is a post-Civil War art form. After questioning why Beyonce would attempt to break into an art form that didn't make her feel welcome, Azealia Banks roasted 16 carriages, claiming that it didn't make any sense. Had you made a great country song, going number one should be the headline without the real race part, she concluded. But like Kelsey Ballerini and Carrie Underwood have better songs than whatever nauseating Little B on the Prairie stuff is going on. As of this writing, Beyonce hasn't responded to Azealia Banks' claims. Despite Banks' comments, Beyonce continues to prepare for the release of Cowboy Carter, as she has shared more details about the second act of her Renaissance trilogy. On Tuesday, March 12th, the superstar singer posted an image of a saddle against a black background on her Instagram stories. Stretched across the brown padding is a red, white, and blue ribbon that reads Cowboy Carter, the title of the upcoming LP. A rep for the singer clarified that this image is not the cover of the album, whereas the post itself doesn't reveal any further details. The pre-order link stamped on it redirects to a web page exclusively for Act 2 with limited edition products such as vinyl records, CDs, and box sets. Some packages comes with t-shirts. Well, as far as the 16 Carriages song, I really like her singing on that song. I'm a fan of country music when it's, actual singers on the track. But what I don't like about it is the actual engineering of the song. Like, who made that beat? I don't really like that. I think that's what needs to be done over. It sounded loud and noisy. But like I said, her singing, it sounds good. I love the harmony. I love the way that she did it. I love the way it was, put together. But like I said, I don't like the background music. I don't like the actual, I guess you could say, the production and the engineering of that song. So if she could do like a remix with a better instrumental or better record, then I think that song could be a hit. But as far as how she sung it, what she was saying, how it was arranged, I like all of it. I don't see anything wrong with it. So yeah, let's move into Texas Hold'em. So for that one, I like everything about it. In the country music sector, I think that one is a winner. So I don't know why Azalea Banks is saying what she's saying, and why the Washington Post is like not really riding with it. I mean, I've been listening to country music all my life, and that's a winner. And this is coming from someone who when I first heard Single Ladies, I was not feeling that song. That song actually had to grow on me. But as far as these two country songs, I think they're fine. It's just that first one, 16 Carriages, I think they need to redo the music on that one. Everything else about that song is fine. It's like that music is too much. And I think she really needs to do like a slower type country song as well. Like something that's more of her singing with just the guitar, maybe something like that too, to go on there. Now I don't know what all her album consists of on this, country album, but I hope she has something where she's just mostly or mainly her vocals and a guitar, or maybe her vocals, a guitar, and a piano. You don't need a lot going on with country music. So, but yeah, I like Texas Hold'em. I don't see anything wrong with that song compared to a lot of country songs out there. That's a hit. So let me know y'all thoughts. If y'all heard the songs, let me know. If you haven't heard them, go check them out and then come back and let me know what y'all think. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So we're gonna do 2 more topics and then we're gonna wrap this chat session up. But the next topic, I was wondering like why after this man has gotten so much success from his podcast, why are so many people starting to beef with him, starting to drag him and all of that? It's like he's not the one that's on the podcast saying these things about people. It's the actual people that he's bringing on the show that are talking about their experiences. So it seems like the beef should be with the actual guest that he brings on and not the host per se. But anyway, this next topic is coming from Awful Announcing, and it reads: Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps agree to sit down as beef grows more ridiculous. Tell your little jokes, get your little laughs off, have fun, but just don't lie. When I see you, I promise I'ma pull up. So it says the fallout from Cat Williams' appearance on the Club Shay Shay podcast continued Monday as host Shannon Sharpe and comedian Mike Epps took to the internet to duke it out over Williams' comments on the podcast. Epps reacted to Williams' Club Shay Shay interview by claiming Williams wore a fake Fendi jacket with no evidence. This past weekend, Epps took it a step further during a comedy set by stating Sharpe looks like the Tyler Perry character Madea, called Sharpe gay, and most importantly claimed Sharpe had asked Epps to come on Club Shay Shay. In response to a post-Super Bowl edition of his Nightcap podcast, Sharpe shared that Epps messaged him asking to come on Club Shay Shay. Sharpe added he does not mind being called gay or having jokes told at his expense, but he wants the facts to be set straight when it comes to his content. Then Sharpe offered Epps a veiled threat. When I see you, I'm going to see if you're about that, Sharpe said. I'm going to see if you want to say what you've been saying, getting off some jokes. Tell your little jokes, get your little laughs off, have fun, but just don't lie. When I see you, I promise I'ma pull up. Wow. On Monday, Epps responded back to Sharpe, basically unraveling the whole beef. He made fun of Sharpe's nickname again, reiterated the Madea line, and attempted to go back on his accusations of Sharpe being gay by explaining it away with a juvenile comment about Sharpe's shirt being too tight. But more importantly, Epps admitted to asking to come on Club Shay Shay. But he said he asked because he had a problem with Sharpe asking Williams about him. But given that Epps previously acknowledged commenting on Williams' jacking solely for attention because he was jealous. He wasn't involved in that fallout. His side of this whole beef falls flat. If Sharp is right that he wanted to come on the podcast in the first place, all Epps has his personal gripes and insults towards Sharp, and there's nothing to see here. However, Sharp couldn't help but to cash in himself, announcing Epps would appear on Club Shay Shay during the NBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. We both realized this situation should have been handled differently, he wrote on X. The episodes will surely provide some fireworks, but it's hard to believe the issues between Sharp and Epps run all that deep. Instead, it's just some nice promotion for Club Shay Shay. Wow, Mike Epps need to stop. These men are too old. Well, first of all, Mike Epps is too old to be acting like this. It's like he probably asked about you because you're a fellow comedian. And him asking about you is just giving you some more publicity, because lately I haven't heard anything about you. No movies, no stand-up comedy, no TV shows, no nothing. So, yeah. But this is so petty. It's so feminine. It's giving weird. So, yeah, guys. Let me know y'all thoughts on this one. But, so this last topic for this particular chat session is going to be following up on the whole incident with Krishan Rock and Tamar Braxton's assistant, James Wright, from that concert that she invited Krishan Rock to. So let's get into it, and it's coming from BET. Krishan Rock reportedly sued by James Wright for assault at concert. The incident allegedly occurred in November 2023 at a concert headlined by Tamar Braxton. Krishan Rock is in hot water as she faces a lawsuit that stems from an altercation that occurred in 2023. On Wednesday, January 7th, reports surfaced that James Wright Chanel has sued Rock for assault, battery, and emotional distress, according to TMZ. Chanel, who is Tamar Braxton's backup singer, says Rock assaulted him and used a homophobic slur towards him. Court documents cite that Rock, who welcomed her first son in September 2023 with rapper Blueface, struck Chanel backstage at a concert in November 2023 that resulted in him having face lacerations and broken teeth. According to Chanel, the incident occurred after he told Rock she was only supposed to join the stage for the twerk portion of the show. At the time, the rapper was not in the properly designated area. After that, Rock allegedly hit Chanel multiple times with her hand while wearing large champion-style rings. Following the incident, Chanel went to the hospital and consulted with a dentist and plastic surgeon. Along with assault, battery, and emotional distress, Chanel is also seeking recompense for his medical bills and other damages. Braxton took to Instagram after the alleged incident and said that Rock began traumatizing Chanel backstage. Justice for James, she wrote in the caption of the post. He got assaulted at my show and it was by Krishan, the Braxton family value star declared. So, wow. So that's probably why we haven't been hearing much from her lately. And then it also said Rock has not responded to Wright's lawsuit. But that's probably why we haven't been hearing from her lately. But yeah, why did she haul off and start to hit him? Because he told her she was in the wrong area. But like I said before, I don't even know why Tamar Braxton brought Krishan on that particular venue, knowing what she comes with, knowing if there's alcohol and all that involved, then there will probably be problems based on her track record. I don't think I would have brought her unless I wanted it to be ghetto and I wanted it to be some mess. So it just is what it is. Let me know y'all thoughts on that. And let's see, is there anything else that I want to cover? I think I'm gonna save everything else for the next podcast. Like I said, I will be doing these back to back until I catch up with all the topics. And we do have a few more to get into before we get into the newest info. So with that being said, we've come to the end of this chat session. I hope that you've been enriched, inspired, informed, or entertained. Be sure to check us out on our other platforms. They are listed on our channel description. Make sure to click the notifications bell to be notified of our future chat sessions. Thanks again for your time and support. I look forward to the next one. Peace and love. And as always, be blissful.
DJ Mike C on the track.
Cause that be natural.
Lady D.
Ain't looking tacky. I keep my game tactful.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be natural.
The infamous.
Ain't looking tacky. Cause I keep my game tactful.
I'm so pretty, I'm so faboo, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is children on that cartoon, and I'm sitting on top of these buffaloes. I'm so nappy, I'm so nappy. All these dudes that wanna get at me, I'm so cultured and I'm happy. Jealous switches wanna combat me, cause I'm comfortable in my skin. End of the day, you lose, I win. I'm so profitable in my ends, don't care if I make or lose a few friends, and I look like $1 trillion. Lady, he won a lotto, cause in the Lord I trust, and beauty is the motto. Naturally thick in the butt, I'm Billy Blanks on the Tabo. Edges a little rough, just pretend I'm from Morocco. Organ all up in my hair, cause I let my locks grow naturally. My curls popping everywhere, I'm maximizing on this natural thing. Like it or not, I don't care. You clowns ain't about to worry me, cause I does this for myself, and I'm repping for my ancestry. Yeah.
Cause that be natural. I ain't looking tacky. I keep my game tactful. Yeah, I'm so nappy.